ओके जी, वेलकम बैक। हमारे साथ है मैक्स बाबरी और बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग कॉन्वर्सेशन हमारी चल रही है। सारा के पास एक बहुत ही मज़े का सवाल है विच शी वांटेड टू आस्क मैक्स।
Actually, I've been seeing, observing around for a very long time that people who are sick, who are physically sick, ill, they don't feel ashamed to go to a doctor. But we are still struggling with this shame around mental health. Although people who are mentally unwell, their health is very important not only for themselves, but the people around them are also being affected by it. So, how to remove this shame around therapy?
I think let's first look at it why we have this shame. Traditionally in our society, and not only in our society, in the world, if you look at the history of psychology, people early ages who had little bit mental difficulties, they had used to be put in a vice and squeezed, and there was also bloodletting. That and they also was considered that they are witches and they have been possessed.
Yeah.
So this has been the situation, and of course in our society, Pakistan and the East, we still feel that somebody who's not mentally completely healthy, this person is somehow bewitched or is possessed, whereas it is a state of health. And state of health, we like cough or like fever, or we immediately seek the doctor. But we feel that if somebody is depressive, or if somebody is not interactive, or somebody is withdrawn, or has obsessive compulsive thoughts, then this person is possessed, and he needs to, we need to hide him. And also this reflects negatively on the family, as if the family is pagal, the word we use, and it's a derogatory word in our society, as if this person is not worthy. And that is the reason that families and then individuals tend to kind of resist going to a counselor, whereas and also family sending somebody to the counselor, because family sending means that this is somebody unwell in our family. If this is a daughter, then she might not get married if we show her to a counselor, and if it's a son, then we also feel, oh my god, this we'll not find a match for him. So families avoid. But this more important is that if I realize, and I become 20-year-old, 16, 20, and 25 and whatever, when I realize that I want to be even more healthy, so if I have that notion, then I will go. But people who are unhealthy, they will never go because they are not even aware of this. So healthy people go to become even more healthy. There is nothing stigma attached to this. It's only a thought process, and we can transform thought
I want
process.
to repeat this statement that healthy people go to get healthier.
Yes.
That is a beautiful
Yes.
statement.
It's only healthy people, because there must people who are aware that I can be even more healthy would be considered people who are healthy, because there's self-awareness.
Yeah.
So some of us are so disconnected from reality that we are not even aware that I am a much better human being than the level that I am behaving, and such people then not go to counselors.
Yeah. So at workplace, in an organizational setup, what I see that, if somebody announce this, that, I'm going to a therapist, right? And I have some kind of, mental health issues. That person is being labeled, right? That he has some mental health issues. And then, people, they use this label against that person, right? So he will not get any, any other learning opportunity or promotion or any other new role, right? So which steps leaders can take to make that person comfortable, or to create that environment where psychological safety is there, where people they are not shy away, sharing that they are having mental health issues or stress or depression or anything.
Okay, there's a lot of questions in this question, but let me try and address all of them. I think a lot of people approach me, and these days in good organizations, this is quite prevalent that we call it coaching, and the coaching is more acceptable. And actually coaching is partly counseling and therapy, and partly coaching. Coaching is a much safer word, because we are coaching somebody to become a leader, and that's what we use. We never even the intention of coaching is to help this person overcome anger or anxiety or stress, and empower this person to empower her or his own people who are colleagues or report to him. Although that's the intention, but we still feel that, okay, coaching is something that takes you towards leadership. But what is leadership? Behaving in a way where you empower other people, and you delegate and you trust, and so on and so forth. So with coaching, it is beginning to come in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes, and the second question is how can management and leadership facilitate this? People who interact with me, and if I always go to the top management, then I say I don't start anything without talking to the top management, because most often, forgive me for saying this, it is the top management which is causing the stress in the organization, and it is the top management which does things in a way that people are sent to coaches. Strangely, the people who need coaching never go to coaching, and people
Yeah.
who, because they think we are okay, like we
We are.
talked earlier, the healthy people would go to coaches, and unhealthy people say, oh, I am the boss here, I'm all right, it's my people who are not good.
Yeah.
So I want to fix my people.
Yeah.
So fixing people is complicated. So when I do, and your question is that how do we facilitate this in
Yeah.
organization? So I would say the first thing that I say to them is that the top management, even the chairman of the board, first must come to the same coach to whom you people are sending for coaching. Not have a different coach in United States somewhere else. Because it is, then people will emulate, because its leadership means display that I'm willing to do this, lead from the front. Go to the same coach that you want your people to go to. Because that way people will feel that, all right, if my boss and the company's top manager thinks that this is good to go to this coach, I can also go to this coach. It facilitates. So if the people and the organization feels that no, we are all right, people need to be changed, then we are already in trouble. I'll give you an example. An organization from Karachi approached me to do some coaching work for them. And we had a conversation, we had a good conversation. And the person who was leading that conversation from the client side, this person said, but we want to do this for our people. And our organization is already a great organization. And we have everything in place. So I say that this is a judgment call. It is only these people whom you want to send to coaching, only they can respond whether this organization is a great organization or not. Because you cannot, if you ask me what kind of a husband you are, I would say, for heaven's sake, how could I answer you this question? A husband is in relation to a wife.
Yeah.
So wife is the best person to tell you what kind of husband I am. You can ask me, how is your wife? And I can talk about my wife. She's remarkable and she's wonderful and she's beautiful and all those things. But I can't talk who I am, especially in relation to my wife. So ask your people what kind of changes your organization needs, rather than telling people what do I expect from you. So if you want to be in a leadership rather than a management organization. So they are management driven. There are a leadership-driven organization. Leadership-driven organization take initiative and genuinely believe that the happiness index of the organization results into profitability. And profitability also, of course, needs to be redefined, because profitability is not how much money you accumulate. Profitability is how much respect you earn and how much expansion possibility you can generate through accumulating or collecting funds for expanding your work, and so on and so forth. So it's a little complicated, and we can talk there. But I think successful organization, the top management displays that we are willing to do things that we expect our people to do.
They walk the talk.
They walk the talk, absolutely.
Yeah.
So for organizations, it's important that top management goes to the same. Don't say, oh, we have a coach in Switzerland, and then you guys go to Max BABRI or something. So that means that either send your people also to Switzerland, or you kind of go to yourself to the same coach.
This is a beautiful example.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, a brilliant answer. It means that system works and people work together, and leader is a part of the system. So leader has to be coached as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So
one more thing that I want to add to this is that I think great leaders are people who say, I will go for coaching. And I need that. I need that.
Yeah.
I want it and I need that. And I want to fix myself. And if I benefit from him, I would like my people to be benefited from this as well.
Yeah. This is a beautiful thought.
Yeah. Otherwise, the people will say, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And what actually happening in most of the organization, even if they realize that our organization and our people need counseling or therapy or coaching, They send those people to coaches for counseling, but they don't disclose this. They just hide this. Which means that still we believe,
Yeah.
and we are believing that going to a therapist, going to a counselor or coach is something not nice.
Okay. Yes, but it's opposite in the United States. It's a status symbol
Yeah.
to say that I'll go and talk to my shrink. I'm going to consult this with my shrink. I'll go to my therapist. I will ask my therapist. I will consult with my therapist. And they compare notes that who are you going to and what is he saying or she saying, and who are you going to and what is he saying and she saying. And this one is more appropriate for married women, and this person is more appropriate for business executives. So and so forth. So in Europe and in US, it is a status symbol to go to a counselor.
Yeah. And you are saying that, we are making people comfortable talking about this. When, leaders, they will start talking about it, and they will set an example that, okay, I go to a therapist, I go to a coach or counselor, I need help. And when they will start doing this, people will feel like, there is nothing bad in it, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And this gives a statement to the leaders, and the statement is, I am good, but I want to be even better, and that's why I go to a coach or a counselor. But if the leader says, I am the best, and I want you guys to become better, that's why I'm sending you to a coach. So that's not a relationship building terminology.
Yeah. Okay. Another thing is whatever you talked about is about like people not being very open about therapy is also a limiting belief. Do you think so?
Well, if I begin to think that it will not benefit me, then it's a limiting belief. But if they don't want to go, it can be a cultural thing.
Right.
It's a cultural thing that in our society, going to a coach, going to a counselor, going to a therapist is not considered good, or it is derogatory. So, unfortunately, this is how it is.
Okay. So, and the last question, I suppose, is it?
I have another question.
Okay, you have another question. All right, I wanted to talk about, ask you about, you always talk about, humans being wonderful. And so, is self-love a journey? And how to avoid, if it is a journey, how to progress on that journey and manage your emotions, all the conflict and self-doubt and all the blockages that are surrounding the real you, authentic, crystal clear you.
I think, Sarah, I'm happy that you asked this question because it gets me an opportunity to also give acknowledgement to one of my greatest teachers in clinical hypnotherapy from USA. His name is Gil Boyne. He passed away a few years ago. I think he became 94 or 96 before he passed away. So he was teaching us in USA in a place called, and it was in Northern California. And so we used to ask him in the evenings, Gil, how are you today? Gil Boyne is full name. Gil, how are you today? And he used to say, I am wonderful. So in a way, which is kind of, we thought he's in kind of tremendous self-love, and to the extent that he's disconnected with reality and arrogant in a way. So every time we asked him, this is what he used to say. So one day we got hold of him when we were sitting down for dinner together, and we asked him, are you really that wonderful that you so arrogantly say, I am wonderful? And he said, listen, guys, we were 3-4 people there. He said, when I live in a very privileged Los Angeles house, right on the top of the mountains, and I can see the roads and the sky and this ocean from the same window when I open, and I see flowers coming up, and I hear the birds chirping, and I become full of wonder. मैं हैरान होता हूँ कुदरत के निज़ाम के ऊपर. I feel wonder what the nature has produced and given to me. I'm healthy at this age. I can look out of this window. I live in a beautiful house. And I'm so blessed, and I've become full of wonder. So when you guys ask me, how are you? If I would not say that I am full of wonder and I am wonderful, just change the order of the words, that doesn't mean I'm arrogant. I'm actually appreciating what the nature has given to me and how wonderful the nature really is. So I am appreciating the Creator in this. So it is important that we do say that I am wonderful, But when we say this, it is not with arrogance, it is with all humility, that how blessed that I really am, how much I can do, how much I can contribute, and how much I'm willing to do it. So that's my aspect in this. Yes, we are wonderful. It's acknowledgement that I am the finest expression of the greatest creator and I have a great life. It is an acknowledgement and it's important for positivity. I will face challenges, I will face difficulties. Because I am wonderful, I will overcome them.
Beautiful.
I have much more capacity to overcome them if compared to if I was thinking I'm nobody and this won't happen.
Yeah.
And that would be a self-limiting belief.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah, Asham.
So, Max, there are many people around us who are actually taking care of, their loved ones who are suffering from any kind of, mental health disorder, right? And many, whenever I meet those people, they ask this question that, how can we maintain our mental health, when we are surrounded by people who are actually suffering from mental health issues, right? Or any kind of mental disorder. So how can we maintain our mental
Okay,
health?
I think they are already mentally healthy because first to be grateful that I am in a giving position rather than taking position, so that I am not in place that somebody else is taking care of me. So that's a privilege. So you are already privileged that you are taking care of
Yes.
somebody rather than somebody taking care of you. So that's a privileged position. Second, you are defining who you really are. Would you like to define that I ignore this person? I don't care for this person. I hand them over to some staff who cannot interact with them emotionally and intellectually. It does not have any memory of the past. Or should I take care of this person myself? And if I was in this person's position, would I like my child to take care of this person? Or would I like that I be taken care of staff or nurses hired by an organization? So I think understand how valuable you are and how wonderful job that you are doing. And it's so remarkable that we get an opportunity. Only special people are granted this special privilege to take care of special people. Keep this in mind. It is not a
It's beautiful,
punishment.
yeah.
It is a privilege
It's a
to
privilege.
take care of special. Only special parents get special children.
Wow, that's
No,
That
because
is, yeah.
it
It's a beautiful thought.
Yeah, it is. They've been blessed that they will build special relationship, and all these people who have special children, they have great relationship, husband and wife amongst themselves and rest of the family, because everybody is understanding that how passionate, how committed, how capable they are, and how unconditionally love that they have for these special kids.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I think, and
Beautiful. It gives me goosebumps right now.
yeah, exactly.
That's what life is all about. And we are blessed so much, but we tend to ignore because we're so focused on what's happening with me, and we forget about what is it that I am doing and what is it that I can do.
Yeah, beautiful. What is it that I can do?
I am doing also
Yeah,
and can
and
do.
I'm doing,
And
right.
that makes our stature bigger. That's make me a bigger human being. It's not just somebody's carrying my briefcase or opening the car door or serving me a cup of tea or something like that. What makes me bigger is what am I doing? How am I contributing to other people's development, their happiness, their joy?
Okay, brilliant.
So the last question from my side is, so why am I asking this question is that I'm an HR professional also, right? And I meet many people, where I say that, your title does not define your worth, right? Your salary, your perks and benefits, they actually don't define you, right? And if you have that, those leadership characteristics, right, you are going to have followers, because who is the leader who has followers, right? And when people start following you, eventually you are a leader, right? Whether you have that title or not. So what is leadership mindset?
I think this is a very, very, very interesting question, and I have ideas on this. A leader is a person who is recognized as taking everybody to their goals, collective goals, and not pushing everybody else to work for him so that he can achieve his goals. See? So if I have goals, which is that my company should do a business of this volume, and I push everybody with a stick to help me achieve that goal, which my board members will appreciate me. And in the process, I reduce everybody's salary, I cancel everybody's leaves, I do more economizing, and I focus on efficiency, and I'm not making people happy. I'm not a leader. Leader is that I say that everybody who's worked this organization deserve to have improved quality of life, and let's sit down together and see how can it be done. And leader is a person who, when come into economic crunch, he says, all right, we are leaders. We are leaders. Let's not reduce anybody's salary. Let's start from the top and look at our salary structure and see how much money we can lend to this organization by reducing our salary. And that when the economy, and of course we are lending, and we get it back when the economy grows and the company grows, because we believe in the company. But if they are looking for another job at that time and have a CV because I'll get paid better, such person is not a leader. Leader is of people. Leader is not of production or marketing or sales or anything, not of artificial thing. We lead people, and we lead people towards health and happiness and joy and success and development and better quality of life. And we are concerned about, we have empathy. We know that what our people are going through, what is the way they are living, how they are living. Only happy people and people who are delivered service by their organization can deliver service to the customer. And happy people can produce abundance for the organization.
Max, can an individual contributor be a leader?
Everybody's a leader, by the way. Everybody's a leader. If I'm riding a bicycle and I get a nail in my tire, where do I get off the bicycle and move the bicycle away from the road, on the side of the road to repair it, or I just start repairing it sitting there and blocking all the traffic? So this person is also a leader. If he moves it,
he's also making a decision and a choice, and
so long it's facilitate, we have empathy for other people using the road. And if I park the car or anybody, I mean, I have fight or quarrel with everybody, all the people who own motorcycles and come and work in these houses. Every day I said to them, there is a lot of place to park your bicycle on the garden. Please don't park it on just the edge of the road. Why? Because people who are using the road, and the roads are small, and sometimes there's vehicles coming from both sides, and they are mindful of that, then they are leaders. And if they're not mindful of that, they're not leaders. Leadership is not a position. Leadership is an attitude. Attitude which is pro-people, attitude which is pro-country, attitude which is looking at benefiting other human beings. It is about giving and being concerned and about being respectful. So please, so this is my take on that.
So what do you advise to people who say that, we don't have that authority? We don't have that, that capacity.
It is, like I said, authority is needed when you want to subjugate others. But when you want to make people happy and appreciate others and admire others and ask their opinion, you don't need an authority. You need a positive attitude. You need capacity to recognize that you are also an ordinary human being like everybody else.
Yeah.
And once you recognize, you have empathy for that, and then be grateful that you are at a position who can influence other people and improve their quality of life. Purpose of business is not to accumulate wealth. Purpose of business is to improve quality of life of people, starting with employees, then customers, and then shareholders. And shareholders' job is not to accumulate wealth, but deploy that wealth back into business so that even more people can get job and economy can become more robust. The more we accumulate wealth in the banks, the poorer everybody becomes.
Yeah, I think, this is so empowering. This very...
the sentence was very empowering, that everybody is a leader.
Everybody's a leader.
Max, I have to relate this. Once I attended your lecture at UMT, and you said that, when you're on the road in your car and there is a rickshaw in front of you, his speed is very slow. Stop blowing horns, because he can't do anything about it. So he is leading the way at that time. And, okay, Max, I'm also interested, and everybody would be really curious to know, how are you managing like motivational strategies for our own Pakistani cricket team?
I'm very privileged to have worked multiple times with the Pakistan cricket team. 2009, I worked with the Pakistan cricket team and we won the World Cup. I was part of the Pakistan cricket team in India 2012-13, and we beat India in India, and that was good. And then I've also worked with the junior Pakistan cricket team, and they under 19, and they tied the World Cup in Malaysia many years ago. And then I recently was part of the cricket team, and we didn't do too well in the Asia Cup and also the World Cup. And of course, I've also had the privilege of working with the Pakistan hockey team as a mind coach, and also with the Pakistan Golf Federation. So I used to dream when I was a small child wearing this coat with a national color of a team.
Okay.
And I also say, never give up on your dreams. Keep your dreams active and going. So I finally did manage to get the Pakistan cricket color, and Pakistan hockey color, and Pakistan golf color. So that I have this special privilege. So what is my job? My job is to help players to believe in themselves, that they're great and they are wonderful and they can do it and they will do it. Can do it is not enough a promise, because can do it, हाँ मैं कर सकता हूँ. Will do it कि मेरी जज्बा, मेरा वलवला, मेरी जोश, my enthusiasm, my spirit, everything is involved into doing this, what I will do. So that's my job. Do it collectively with the people and individually, and help them remove their guilt, remove their anger, remove their anxiety, help get them to believe in themselves, get them to trust each other, get them to believe in each other, get them to feel secure in themselves rather than struggling to create conflicts and be unsure about their position in the team. So that's the job of a psychologist. Also to talk with the managers and other people to keep them more focused and more calm and more relaxed while we are on the tour. So that's the job of a psychologist, and I'm very fortunate that I've had this privilege many times.
Great, lovely.
Thank you so much, Max. It was lovely talking to you. Thank you so much for getting time out of your busy schedule, and it was a great learning opportunity for both of us. And you are pride for Pakistan, and I'm hoping that we'll get more opportunity to connect with you in future as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Shama. Thank you, Akram, who is the technical support person in this, and also Akram's team, Shazeb and Mubashir. Thank you very much for coordinating and facilitating this wonderful program. And thank you, Irfan, for logistical support. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Max. And now we really know that we are so wonderful.
Yes, you are.
We believe
you
that.
are wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you.